Today we're going to talk a little bit about buzzwords in the community and how I feel about them in a minute. Hey everybody, I'm Mel from Melsdivination. Today is Witchy Wednesday, so we on Wednesdays do things that are all under the big umbrella of witchcraft, and that is a lot of stuff. Thank you to those of you that are new. I know we are getting a lot of new subscribers, and I really appreciate all of you. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you haven't, because I am starting to go live again with live tarot readings by donation. And I don't announce when I do it, I just jump on. I know you guys have missed me. I've been struggling with migraines and have been working with my doctors and also holistic practitioners to get them under control. It's just something that happens sometimes, unfortunately, and I have to listen to my body when it happens. Without any other comments here, I do just want to share with you, I have a website, it's melsdivination.com, and I have added a new feature on there in the appointment booking section. I will probably do a separate video on that, but I did just want to let you guys know that if you are curious about any kind of spell work videos that I've done and you have questions, it's gotten too hard for me to keep up with all the questions. I just can't do it and run my full-time job as well on top of that. So I added the feature that you can go on my website under the appointment section, and it is a $15 email, one question about spell work. So for instance, some people have asked things about some of the spells, like can they add cayenne pepper? Is uncrossing oil okay? Can we leave it at a crossroads? Lots of things that you could research on your own easily if you wanted to. I can't be your witchcraft Google. I just can't. I'm sorry. I love to help you guys, but as the channel is growing, it's getting harder and harder to keep up with these kinds of questions, and everybody has a question. So maybe help each other out and answer the questions in the comments. But if you have a dire question you really want to know the answer to, and you don't want to wait and you can't find the answer, or you don't want to look it up, feel free to hop over to my website. There's a $15 email, one question. You get a full type up from me within 48 to 72 hours. The reason why it's longer is because sometimes I get migraines and I don't want to promise within 24 hours of that time, and you'll have your answer. So check that out. Now, everything else, all housekeeping aside, we're gonna hop into the buzzword topic today. Now, I have a huge list of notes underneath the camera. You'll see me looking up and down because I want to stay focused. And I may not cover them all today because I don't want this video to go super long. So we may have to do a part 1 and a part 2. We'll see how it goes as we get going. Now, these are buzzwords that you may be familiar with, you may not be familiar with. It just depends on what kind of communities you are involved in. And if you're not familiar with it, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Also, I'm sharing my opinion, not fact, all right? So your opinion about things may differ than mine, and that is also completely okay. Where I am on my journey right now, I don't connect with a lot of stuff that I used to, and that's okay. That's part of growing and changing, and I just wanted to bring that kind of stuff to your awareness because people try to push us into categories or boxes or fitting into something, and you don't have to. I don't fit into any specific category. I'm a witch, I'm a tarot reader, I'm an intuitive psychic, I'm an empath, I'm a coach, I'm a teacher, and I'm the kind of witch that is just chaos. I'm all over the place. And that's okay. All right? So let's talk about these buzzwords. I'm going to list them all. I'm going to read them off one by one, and then I'm going to get into depth with them, and we'll see. I'm not sure how many I'm going to get into, but I'm going to try to get into all of them. So we have Ascension, Awakening, Twin Flame, False Flame, Karmic Partner, Lumeria, Pleiades, Mini Talkin, different peoples, for example, light beings, aliens, lizard people, anything under that category, light language, spiritual gatekeeping, cultural appropriation, divine feminine, divine masculine, light worker, starseed, karmic debt, ancestral, curses, healing, and lessons, soul mission, life purpose, life path, the one, meant to be, or loyalty in a relationship. So we're going to see how far we get, okay? A lot of these terms are around the more spiritual side, the new agey side, the metaphysical side. So it really depends. If you're more in the witchcraft community and only the witchcraft community, you very likely haven't heard a lot of these, and that's totally cool. Totally cool. Now, where I started in my journey, and I've mentioned this in other videos, that I was more on the light side. I did angel readings, and I learned about the angels and connected to that first. It was very light and fluffy. And as I continued my journey, I really got more down and dirty. So I am not light and fluffy at all anymore. In fact, I don't even connect to light and fluffy stuff anymore. And sometimes if I get readings from clients that are up in the light and fluffy, I have a hard time connecting to that. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this today, because I've been getting a lot of readings from clients that it's not really a great match because they're asking questions that I don't believe in, and I just don't connect to that. And if I don't believe in something you're asking about, that's kind of tricky, right? How can I channel that information if I don't even believe in it? So there's that as well. Now, ascension and awakening are very similar. They're kind of the same concept. Basically, it's a term that a lot of people in the spiritual community use about waking up spiritually. This is a very umbrella term. A lot of these are, meaning different people, it's subjective. Different people have different definitions for what that means. There's not like this is one term in the dictionary and this is what it means and it's flat and that's it. Awakening and ascension are basically where you're starting to become aware of the spiritual world, of your journey in it, of options, of information, things of that nature, of spiritual knowledge. And it looks different for everybody. Some people, they're connecting to their guides and they're starting to channel. Some people are just going through a tough time. Some people are discovering oracle cards or tarot readers. Some are discovering Reiki. It all depends on the personal journey. I don't love either of those labels. I used to. I don't like it anymore because they are overused. This is why they're buzzwords. They are overused and often used in a way that is like, oh, well, you haven't gone through your awakening yet. I don't love that. Sometimes they're used in a negative connotation. Sometimes they're used incorrectly. So if you hear somebody using the word ascension or awakening for whatever reason and you're interacting with them, ask them what they mean by that. Because your definition, my definition, their definition are all probably different, okay? That is more of the light and fluffy. Like I was told I was going through an ascension a long time ago, and that was way before I really started to get into the angel stuff. So I wasn't really aware of what that meant, and it basically just means you're waking up. You're waking up to there's more in life than just going your regular 9-to-5 job, and there's more to it. Now, twin flame, false flame, karmic partner, those are kind of chunked together, right? I have put off doing a twin flame video on here because my opinion is very controversial. It's different than what a lot of other psychic light workers, intuitives feel, and it's going to piss a lot of people off. I don't believe in twin flames. Period, exclamation point. I'm not saying they completely do not exist. I believe if they do exist, they are extremely rare, and it's not something that every single person has one that's in this lifetime that we have to connect to, and it's amazing. No. In fact, I find that the twin flame label is extremely toxic because it gives people the opportunity to excuse horrible behavior. And that runner chaser thing and waiting for people and, oh, it's okay that they're my twin. It's all right. It's not okay. And so twin flame is the new definition of like soulmate, but it's soulmate on crack, basically. And it's way, way too overused, too out there, inappropriately used, and it's not okay, in my opinion. False flame is another one. False flame is what people kind of call like, oh, well, I thought it was my twin flame and they acted like my twin flame, but it wasn't my twin flame, so I was confused and it was my false flame. No, they were just a partner that wasn't good for you. That's it. That's it. And that's part of me being in the witchcraft world, being more in this grounded, I'm not up here, I'm not with the aliens and the fluffy bunnies and the unicorns, I'm down here. So this may connect to you and it may not. And I have held off on sharing this because I'm not eliminating, I don't want to discount your personal journey or my clients' personal journeys. If that's what you believe, then that's what you believe. But there's readers out there that tell clients, oh, this is your twin flame. And in my personal experience, twin flames are only something that you personally can recognize, not some reader. It is the proper definition is this person is the match to your soul. It is the other half to your soul. Other people cannot recognize that. That is all within you. So to be told that, be careful about readers that tell you these things. I can't even tell you how many readers have told me different people are my twin flames. Somebody I've never even met in my life, I've been told is my twin flame, and I will never meet this person. And I've been told they're my twin flame and we're going to get married and it's going to work. So yeah, have healthy skepticism, please. A lot of readers use that terminology because it sucks clients in. And they'll do twin flame readings and they'll do twin flame things. And it's just not, it's not healthy. It's just not healthy. It's not healthy, period. So please, if you're in something that you think is your twin flame, it might be, but if they're treating you like shit, it's not a good relationship. You need to look at the behavior that's happening now in the real world, not up here in the fluffy bunny world, okay? Karmic partner is another one. People believe that you have to work through karmic debt. Karmic debt is another one that's like farther down the list. I have things to work, they're karmic because I have lessons to learn with them. That's possible, but to put that concept out there, let's think about this for a minute. A karmic partner, the label of a karmic partner, let's say my karmic partner's name was Sam. I've never known a Sam, so that's why I'm picking it. My partner's name is Sam. This person is my karmic partner because we have been brought into this lifetime to share each other's journey, to teach each other lessons and clear away the karma that we've created for ourselves. What if I never decided to be with Sam? We have free will. So I could choose not to be with Sam. And then what? My karma stays? Their karma stays? People come into our lives, yes, to teach us lessons, but I disagree with the karma piece of it. Because it's basically saying that we don't have control. We don't have control. We're fated to meet this person because we have to go through this punishment. Really? So I was fated to meet the person in my college years that abused the crap out of me for 3.5 years, and that was my karma? Yeah, no. So yeah, that is very controversial. A lot of people aren't gonna like that I said that, and I'm sorry. You're very entitled to your own opinions, absolutely. But in my experience, twin flame labels are freaking dangerous as hell because I thought somebody was my twin flame way back in 2015 before it was the big popular buzzword, and I allowed that person to treat me like such crap because I was waiting. He's my twin. Nobody understands. Nobody gets it. He's my twin. He wasn't my twin. He was a narcissist who knew how to manipulate me, and he treated me very, very badly and gaslit the crap out of me. That's not twins. That's toxic. Okay? a relationship that is ordained by the universe, by source, by God, by the angels, whatever you believe in, is not going to be a toxic relationship. It's not going to be abusive. That is not healthy and not what it should be. So twin flame stuff, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying it's not as common as everybody thinks it is, and it's overused. We're going to do just a couple more, and then we're going to stop, and then I'll have a part 2, okay? Because this is already 15 minutes, and I don't want to go too far. I'm trying to decide what would be best to jump into next. So we kind of talked about karmic debt too. Karmic debt is the same kind of idea as karmic partner. Like we've built, there's a concept that we've come to this life to clear out debt from past life experiences that we've brought in from this world. And if we don't clear it, we're just going to keep going through stuff, and it's negative. I don't like the connotation of that. Do I believe in karma? I do. But I don't believe in it in the sense of we have this debt that we have to pay off. We're indebted, and if we don't do that, then we're just going to keep going through junk. It's not really, that's not realistic. The realistic version is we have lessons that we are learning in this real world reality. And if, for instance, one of my lessons is to stop being a people pleaser, and that's across all my relationships, clients, friends, coworkers, family, romantic relationships, all of them. That's one of my lessons. And I will continue to get hit with people pleasing things until I learn to put that boundary down. That's a lesson. Is that karmic debt? No. Would somebody tell me it's karmic debt? Yeah, somebody would tell me that's debt that I've accrued from past lives. So it's genuinely what you believe in, but also my definition, again, is probably different than yours, is probably different than Sally's and Tommy's and Jane's. So if you're hearing people use these buzzwords, any of them, ask them what they mean. What does that mean? Define it. Because it's so subjective to a personal opinion. What I call a twin flame may not be what you call a twin flame, may not be a karmic partner. I hope that makes sense. So the last thing I want to talk about, because we were in the twin flame category, we're going to talk about divine feminine and divine masculine, and then I'm going to cover the rest of the stuff in the next video, okay? So keep an eye out for part 2. So divine feminine and divine masculine. Now these, I agree, exist. I also feel like they're used incorrectly a lot, but I do feel like they exist. They're more, the way that I define divine feminine and divine masculine are really just a soul that has matured into these different categories of them. So for instance, I'm a female, I identify as a female, I've always identified as a female. So technically I'm a divine feminine. But I also have divine masculine in me, just like you guys have feminine and masculine, no matter what you identify as, gender, orientation, any of it. Because we all have both in us, because both represent different qualities. For instance, masculine. Masculine is the doer, the go-getter, the pursuer, the hunter, the gatherer, the chaser, the one that builds things, the one that creates jobs, the one that goes for the job and that does stuff. That's the masculine. The feminine is the receptive, the one that sits back, that allows, that is nurturing and receptive. Those are the two energies. Now, we're not talking about gender. We're talking about masculine and feminine energy. We have, each one of us all has both of those. The difference between divine and not divine is when it's more embraced, acknowledged, and accepted. So for instance, I know a lot of men, masculine men, who really avoid the feminine energy within themselves. You can't have emotion, you can't be soft, you can't have compassion, you can't show anything, you have to be hard. Some people call that distorted masculine or toxic masculinity. I don't like labeling those things. The difference is, one can be harmful and hurtful, but some people are not aware of that. And the other is we're more aware. We're more cautious, right? I have been in my masculine a bit too much in my life, and we'll talk about that in another video another time, because I do want to address that as far as like dating and women and how that works. But right now I'm just talking about the general definitions. I've been in my masculine a lot because I am an entrepreneur. I am a homeowner by myself. I have stood on my own 2 feet by myself, living alone since I was 23. I'm 40 now. So because of those independent qualities, that is me in my masculine, because I'm taking care of myself and I'm not leaning on anybody else, and I'm not asking for help, and I'm not getting help, and I'm just doing it. I'm doing it all. I'm being the feminine and the masculine. And that is exhausting, which is why there is duality. There's that chill, leaning back, okay, I don't have to do it all. I can accept help. So when we say divine, it's basically just a higher octave or a bigger awareness. Some people may call it that or not, but that's the way that I kind of define it. Like, okay, I have masculine and I have feminine, and I need to be more aware of, like, I'm not controlling things. Divine masculine is not about control or ego or manipulation. It's about action and being a leader. Divine feminine isn't lazy. It's about being generous and compassionate and soft. So there is a difference between a regular masculine energy, which is ego and pride, versus a divine. I hope that makes sense. So it's just like a higher octave, and everybody has it, and everybody becomes aware of it in different stages. Some men don't really like to connect with that, so some stay in that lower, avoidant feminine. And to be a whole person, you have to combine the two. I don't want to talk too much more about that. We can do a whole nother, if this interests you, comment down below. If you want me to expand on any of the things I've just mentioned, comment down below what you want to know about it, and I will put that on my list of videos to do. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I've just had to put it off because I have other things going on. So I hope this helps you. Groundedness, as far as I'm concerned, is the better option, because the more you work in the real world, yes, spirit needs to happen. I have guides, I have deities, I am constantly up in the spirit world because I'm constantly channeling intuitive messages. But that doesn't help me in reality the majority of the time. I need to look at what's happening around me now, what needs to be done, how to handle it, and to focus on the real world too. And that's where I feel it gets there's that disconnect, because higher spiritual people